Hey, my name is Joe Polyak, San Francisco Bay Area real estate agent with Rise Homes, and I make videos like this one with information about the local market, neighborhood, profile videos, stuff like that for people like you who might be thinking about buying or selling in real estate or just kind of interested in the local communities throughout the San Francisco Bay Area, the peninsula, San Francisco Peninsula, the city of San Francisco, stuff like that. So today is a San Mateo County market update. We're going to review the data for August 2024, compare that with the data for August 2025. I'm going to look at single family homes first, then we're going to jump into condos and townhomes. August 2024, we had 408 new homes that hit the market, and then August 2025, this year, 349 homes that hit the market. That's a decrease of 14% year over year. Inventory levels last year was 461. This year, that number is 480. So up a little bit. Inventory actually is up by 4%, even though the number of new listings has went down fairly significantly. Sold listings last year was 328. This year, that number is 312. So a little bit down 5%. Average days on market last year was 24. This year, that number is 27. So a little bit slower, taking homes a little bit longer to sell during this August 2025. Average sale price last year was $2,421,000 and some change. This year, that number is $2,382,000 almost. So just a small decrease of 2% year over year. Median sales price last year was $1,780. This year, that number is 1.9. So an increase of 7% year over year. Price per square foot last year was $1,127. This year, that number is $1,153. So a slight increase of 2% year over year. Percentage of list price received last year was 5%. This year, that number is 3%. Total sales volume last year was 794 million and some change. This year, that number is 743 million and some change. And then lastly, months of inventory last year was 1.4. That number is still unchanged at 1.4 this year. So the only real substantial change, I would say, is in the number of new listings that hit the market, which went down quite a bit, but inventory is still above what it was last year. That's kind of interesting. And then prices are basically the same. Median price has gone up actually, so not in the double digits, but it's gone up. Basically, the market is, I would say, maybe a little bit slower. Prices are up though. In general, the vibe that I'm getting and the feeling that I've been getting this August and kind of getting into this September is a lot of people are either on the sidelines or just kind of in the early stages of restarting their search, getting into a home, because a lot of that pent up demand from people just kind of waiting it out for interest rates to come down. Now we're hearing rumblings, we're hearing talk that interest rates are going to come down. So those early kind of people are, I feel like, getting into the market to potentially buy and refinance later on. But I feel like my prediction is in the next couple of months, especially as we do start seeing the interest rates actually going down, I think that is going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months to a year. Then we're going to see more and more activity, more demand, higher prices, lower days on market. But at 1.4 months of inventory, we're still in a hot seller's market. Like, it's still very low supply market for the number of homes that are being sold. Let's see what's going on in the world of condos and townhomes. So August 2024, there was 137 new condos that hit the market. This year, that number is 120, so a decrease of 12%. So basically the same kind of deal with single family. Inventory levels last year was 227. This year, that number is 300, up 32%, pretty significant. Sold listings last year was 99. This year, that number is 98, basically the same. Less new homes hit the market, way more inventory, and basically the same number of sales. Okay, last year the number of days on market was 36. This year that number is 53, major 47% increase. That is a very strong indication of things slowing down or have already slowed down. Average sales price last year was $1,087,000 and some change. This year that number is $1,021,000 and some change. So a decrease of just 6% year over year. Median sales price $910 last year. This year that number is $902,500. So basically a 1% decrease, a little bit less even than 1%. So that's pretty interesting that inventory levels have shot up and average days on market is up like significantly. So it's slower, but prices haven't dramatically changed. And I think that's because we see the stickiness of stubborn sellers basically saying, hey, I'm not like, I'll sit on the market and wait until I get what I think my home is worth. And I'm not gonna just give it away. So that's why I think we're seeing the slowdown, but not that impacting prices yet, but we'll see. Although now we're looking at median price per square foot. Last year was $812. This year the number is $762. So a decrease of 6%. So we are seeing that there. And then list price received last year was 1% over the asking price. This year that number is 2% below the asking price. Sales volume last year was 107 million and some change. This year that number is 100 million and some change. So a slight decrease of 7% year over year. And lastly, months of inventory was last year 2.3. This year that number is 3.3. So all across the board, we're seeing the slowdown. It hasn't really affected prices yet. Again, I think that's because sellers are just, staying steadfast in their desire to get the price that they feel their home is worth, maybe based on comps of several months ago, several years ago, whatever it is. And are just saying, hey, I'm fine with sitting on the market. I'm fine with this not selling. I don't have to sell. And if I get my number, great. And if I don't, then no problem. I'll just keep it or rent it out. And I have been seeing that quite a bit in many different properties, especially condos and townhomes. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and of course, share this with friends, family, anybody who might be in the market thinking about buying or selling a home anywhere in the San Francisco Bay Area. Either myself or somebody from my team would be happy to help you. Thanks again. See you on the next one.